Thank you. This one is for Cam.
Your name and media outlet,
Sorry.
sir?
Yep. Jake Fenner, Daily Mail. Cam, over here.
Yeah, it doesn't help.
Hi, Cam.
Far left up front, guys.
The three of you were named to the top team, the all-tournament team. You especially, this is something that happened to you after you transferred to the school. Is that something that Coach kind of sold you on, those kinds of opportunities, and is that what drew you to the school?
No, I mean, it was all about the team and going to accomplish another championship. You know, I had never been a part of a championship like this, and, you know, that's really what Coach Hurley and I talked about in the recruiting process. And, you know, this was our goal from day one. So to do it with your brothers and your family that you go to war with every day is just, you know, really special right now.
Continuing with questions for the UConn student athletes, second row, Wall Street Journal.
Robert O'Connell, Wall Street Journal. This one's for Cam. There was a moment there, Cam, sorry, right here in the middle. There was a moment there where I think you got a foul called on you and you were maybe looking for a jump ball or something, and you were running around and Coach kind of calmed you down, kept you from maybe getting a tee or something like that. I'm curious, how often is that going in that direction and not you guys having to calm Coach down about not going too nuts on the sideline?
Yeah, I think, you know, we're two similar personalities, but, you know, I was going for the offensive rebound and felt like I had the ball and, you know, just heat of the moment reaction. But, you know, luckily I have Coach to have my back and calm me down, because I probably would have gotten a technical if I didn't calm down. So, yeah.
If you have a question for the UConn student athletes, please raise your hand. Let's go to the third row on the right side.
Nick Lawrence of Mid-Major Madness. Cam, so you came into college, you only had one scholarship offer. You went to Loyola. Your first year, you were the first team in the whole country to get eliminated from conference tournaments. Just talk about the trials and tribulations to get here, get that win. And also, you have some nice hardware up against your brother. He's won the Towart, and now you are national champion. Just talk about that with your brother, a little relationship there.
Yeah, you know, I wouldn't be here without my brother. You know, having 4 years ahead of me, I've always been able to watch him, you know, kind of grow up and go through similar experiences that I'm now going through. So, you know, like I said, I wouldn't be here without him, and I'm just so thankful for all the, you know, work he's helped me put in. And, yeah, I can't say enough about my family, and, you know, I wouldn't be here without them, so thankful.
Next question's for Adam, and Adam, hang on to the microphone when you're done.
Yeah, for all three of you guys, Adam Zagori, NJ.com. I think the UConn guards outscored the Purdue guards 55-17. How much going into the game was it your mindset to kind of control and disrupt their guards, and how proud of you are the fact that you dominated them 55-17?
Adam, pass the mic to your left, and we'll ask Cam to take that, then Stefan, and then Tristan.
Jeff, go first.
Yeah. I mean, it was a big part of our game plan, just trying to limit as much as we can from the guards, and I feel like we did a good job at that. And, you know, just playing confident on the other end, I feel like Coach put us in great positions to be successful all night, and it worked out for us.
Tristan.
Yeah, I mean, we knew he was going to get his points, and, you know, it took him 25 shots to get 37 points. So, you know, that was the game plan, just limit the guards, and, you know, Steph, Cam, you know, Haas, when he got in there, they did great jobs on the guards and, you know, limited them and their impact.
Cam, did you have something to add to that?
Yeah, obviously, you know, coming in, we knew Zach Edey's a tough guy to stop. You know, we wanted to make him work for everything, but, you know, I think the coaches made a point that we'd be really locked in if, you know, we could control their three-point attempts. And, you know, I think holding them to 7, you know, we were really just locked in on, you know, not letting those other guys get involved in the game. And I think, you know, Steph and Tristan and all the guards did a great job.
In the center of the room, please raise your hand for us.
Hi, Adi Joseph, CBS Sports. Did you guys, and this is for any of you, did you expect them to back off three-pointers? Like, you just talked about how you defended them, but did you actually expect that they would simply not take them, that they would show that, I guess, discipline and react to how you were defending them, or did that come as a surprise to you?
Tristan, can you take that one for us?
I mean, we watched that film, and they get their three-pointers off, you know, people going down there and helping on Edey. You know, the coaches did a great job game planning and made sure that that was a focus on that. We didn't leave the three-point line and let Edey do you know, his damage, because, you know, he only shoots 2s, he shoots no 3s. So if he makes 15 2s like he did today, that's 30, and then where the rest of the points gonna come from. So, you know, they did a great job of scouting, and yeah, credit to them.
If you have a question for the student athletes from UConn, please raise your hand. We'll send the microphone to you. All right, we'll take one in the back of the room on the right side.
Andy Dorf, Sports Byline USA Radio Network. Talk about your guys' on-the-ball pressure, just relentless throughout the whole game, and how you made it so daunting for those guys to basically get any shot up.
Stefan, can you take that one, please?
I feel like our post defense started with, pressuring the ball and just trying to limit, just easy catches for Edie. So, I feel like our coaches did a great job with the scout, and I feel like we executed it well, and it worked out for us.
Final question for the UConn student athletes all the way right. Can't get any further right.
This is Richard Smith with Independent News Media here in Phoenix. This question's for Tristan. Something Coach talked about on Saturday was how this team never lost its drive. They didn't act like they were the defending champions. They kept their focus. They were hungry. How much did you take it on yourself to set that kind of tone for the team? And then when did you realize that these guys were as locked in as the team was last year, if not more? Was it even before the season started?
Yeah, I wouldn't take any credit for setting the tone. That was all coach. Last year was last year. It's not defending. That trophy, 23 trophy is in the crib, and coach office, nobody can take that from him. So, this is a whole different year, and we had goals, winning 5 championships, and, we got all those done. So, credit coach to set the tone, and everybody just follows his lead.
We want to congratulate Cam, Stefan, and Tristan. They're going to head back to the locker room. The UConn locker room is open until at least 10:05. And Coach, we'll ask you to make an opening statement, then we'll take some questions.
Yeah, first off, just like I said, I think yesterday was a privilege to share the court with Matt Painter and Purdue, one of the top programs in the country, one of the best coaches in the country, and just total class, class personified across the board with those guys. So, obviously, what could you say? We won by a lot again.
Next question is for Eddie. We're going to have to hustle to bring him a microphone. Eddie, raise your hand. Thanks, Eddie.
Yes, Coach, you won by a lot again. Congrats. Eddie Pels from AP. After they made their 1 3-pointer, you hopped off the bench and called a timeout. I know you were in quite a lather that, but was that specifically about making sure this doesn't become a trend?
Well, that was a late clock mistake. Braden had it with 3 on the clock, and he used the ball screen. And in such a late shot clock situation, like Donovan needed to get up there high and eliminate the attempt. But just the game plan and Luke, Luke for a day and a half prep to have us as ready as he did defensively for that game was just impressive. We obviously, we didn't want to give up threes. We didn't care if Zach. Took 25, 28 shots to get 30, 35 points. This whole game plan was like no Smith, no Lawyer, no Gillis, no Jones. Keep that collective group under 18, 20 points as a group. They had no chance to win, no matter how well Zach played.
Up front, Pete.
Dan, Pete Thamel from ESPN. You won your 6 games in this tournament by 140 points. That's more than any team. You really haven't backed away as you've dominated through this, speaking of your dominance. So I'm just curious, do you feel like this is a historic team, and do you feel like this is one of the greatest teams of all time?
I think it's up there in terms of the greatest 2-year runs that a program's maybe ever had, just because I don't want to. I guess I can't say anything about Duke because I'm going to piss my brother off. But I guess I could say stuff about Florida. But I love Billy Donovan, so I'm in a bad spot. I just think it's the best 2-year run, I think, in a very, very long time, just because of everything we lost from last year's team. To lose that much and again, to do what we did again, it's got to be as impressive a 2-year run as a program's had since prior to whoever did it before Duke. To me, it is more impressive than what Florida and Duke did because they brought back their entire teams, and we lost we lost some major players.
To the left of the aisle, Coach, field of 68.
Dan, Mike Miller, field of 68. I'll give you an opening. Afterward, Jay Wright said it was the most dominant team he can remember. So that gives you a chance there. Is that what you're going to be making your mark on? Dominance, nothing but dominance. Is that going to be the standard going forward? Is it a standard you can reach every year?
Yeah, I know things are going to be a little crazy for the next 10 days. Unfortunately, we're going to head into the portal. Like everybody else now, I've been dreading this moment, but now we're here. We'll enjoy this for a couple days, but then we're gonna, on the flight home tomorrow, we'll start talking about what the roster is going to look like. Obviously, we graduate some players. We're gonna lose a couple potentially to the NBA early entry, and we're gonna dive in and put together a roster that can play a comparable level of basketball to the one that you guys have witnessed the last 2 years. I know what our mindset will be. We're going to be focusing on trying to put together, a 3-year run, not just a 2-year run.
Front row on the left side, Coach.
Hi, Coach. Jake Fenner, Daily Mail. To piggyback off of a previous question, to accomplish this feat in this era of NIL and the transfer portal, it almost could be considered something entirely different and entirely particularly special with the way the landscape currently is. Do you think that winning 2 in a row in this era is something that could be replicated again? And do you think that because you won in this era, it deserves to be held in a different regard?
Yeah, I think that's probably for you guys to decide. I think, it's obviously it's a special run. And yeah, shit, we're going to try and replicate it again. We're going to, we're going to maintain a championship culture. We're bringing in some very talented high school freshmen. Our returning players through player development will take a big jump, and then we'll strategically add through the portal. So I don't think that we're going anywhere.
Front row left.
Brett Friedlander, SaturdayRoad.com. Dan, you mentioned your brother. He won back-to-back titles as a player. You've done it as a coach now. And could you put into perspective how incredible that is that 2 guys in the same family have done this? And what does it mean to your family?
Yeah, it's incredible. I think it's incredible to join Bob in that club. And it just Bob was in the arena tonight. He wanted to kind of stay out of the camera lens, so it was he was in a box, enjoying the comfort of that tonight. So it was just awesome to have him here for that. And then obviously my dad. It's like my dad. I think he looks at me and he looks at my brother and he sees us coaching in college and what it would have looked like, for him if he was doing it. So I know it means a lot to me and Bob to again, we're the version of my father that would be coaching in college. We're even after back-to-back for me, I'm still just a worse version of him.
Up front on the left side.
A little bit worse. I'm getting better, and I'm coming for him.
Michelle Gardner, Arizona Republic. We've asked you about the potential to repeat. Now that you've done it, Dan, does this feel different?
It doesn't. It really doesn't. It's the same, feeling that you have. You just feel so light right now. And you know what though? Maybe it feels a little bit better because it's like the last thing. Knowing how great this team's been, we've taken. We've worn the everything shirt the whole year. And everyone in this organization gave everything so that we could win everything this year. The MTE that we were in, the Big East regular season, the Big East tournament, the regional and the national championship. So we wanted to give everything so that we could win absolutely everything. And the thought of like Cam Spencer and Steph Castle in their short window of time with us, not to experience a national championship like we all have felt. You know, once we realized how good the team was, that became a little bit of a pressure point. You know, it would have sucked today to have, you know, blue and yellow confetti, and we'll have to walk off that court with Cam Spencer and Steph Castle.
Likely the final question on the left side, left of the aisle. Dan.
Dan Wolkin, USA Today. Dan, I hope I don't misquote you, but you said out on the court something about UConn giving you all the resources you need. Can we interpret that to mean you intend to be back at UConn next year? You're not going to entertain any conversations with anybody else that might have a job coming open tomorrow?
Yeah. I don't think that's a concern. You know, my wife, you should have her answer that. Yeah.
We can maybe arrange a press conference for Mrs. Hurley in the morning. Congratulations, Coach.
Yeah, thank you. Yeah, she'll answer that question better than I can. Yeah, shit. See you.
We'd like to congratulate Coach and thank him for all the time he spent here in the main interview room all week. Not a lot of mobility on Zagoria.
Whoa. I almost hit the trophy, man. Later.